are back again. John Cena's favourite podcast. I haven't said that for a little while.
I haven't said it in a while, to be fair, yeah.
No. To be fair, the only reason I remembered I was going to talk about his new movie later on. It's not that good.
I've not watched it yet. Apparently it was good. Is it not then?
I didn't find it funny at all.
Kinnicky or something, is it?
It's Ricky Stanicki. Yeah. I didn't find it funny at all. Once it gets past a certain point, then it's just like there's one bit in it, it's funny, and that's it.
Oh, it looked really good as well.
Yeah, no. But yeah, we're back again for our weekly pod. We are now, 1 week away?
We are, and I'm not counting because I've got the time off, but we are 10 days away.
Oh, 10 days away, yes, because we've got a show on the Friday before, haven't we?
We have Smackdown in the fantastic Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'll be busy at that anyway. I'm going out to see a live podcast. That's what I'm actually going to do. I don't know actually. I can't remember if they recorded it or not. It might be on the Patreon. But yeah, no, we're going to watch Ralph Little and Will Miller. Will and Ralph.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, went last time. Brilliant. I love them. So funny. So yeah, we're going again on the Friday before. So I've got the Friday off. I haven't got the Saturday off, but I'm off from the Sunday onwards.
Oh, happy days.
But no. So how you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah. Oh, good. Got a bit of a cold sore, but nothing major.
Thought you'd been in a fight with Solo Sikoa.
Oh, I didn't see him coming with his fucking hoodie on again. No. It's from when I was ill last week. It's just come on. Been painful for the past week, so it's starting to dry out now. So happy days. But apart from that, I'm going good, mate. You?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Yeah, good. Absolutely good. You'd think to give Solo Sikoa some sort of branded hoodie now, wouldn't you? Like,
you think so?
Hooded Assassin or something like that now.
Or just like a Bloodline hoodie or something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I'm sick of having to fight it back off him each week when he borrows me hoodie. It's doing me in now. But no.
He's a bit of a twat, really, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's pissing me off.
I'm
fed up of seeing his face. I'm just fed up of seeing his face.
Have you seen his face? He's always got his hood over it.
No, when his hood comes down. After he's had a finishing move given to him.
Or he takes it down and spikes somebody.
Yeah, or when he spikes Cody Rhodes again.
Saying that though, talking about Spike, did you see Zilla's Spike out of nowhere the other day?
Yes, I did. I saw it on TikTok, or what I say?
Yeah, I think I did. I might have to find it and share it to the fellas page for the people watching. It was it was a spike out of nowhere. It was pretty epic.
Yeah, it was.
Almost as good as the RKO out of nowhere at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, it was decent.
Yeah, height on it.
It was good, to be fair. Yeah, he got elevation.
But no. Well, let's get the bag in nice and early, mate. Let's get it in there nice and early. We can drop it in nice and late, and people that watch the video can hear it twice. So, guys, as you know, every week we ask you to hit that subscription button down there somewhere. Hit the subscription button, subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, share it, do all that jazz for us. And then obviously on the rest of the social medias, X and Facebook is Wrestling Fellas. Instagram is wrestling_fellas pod, and then it's Wrestling Fellas pod on the old TikTok. Also, you'll see down there as well, once you go past the subscribe button, there's a nice link to the Euro Shop. If you're going to buy any Euro Shop merch, please use that link and help the fellas out. That'd be much grateful, which leads me on nicely to our favourite segment of the week. What shirt? I'd like to sort of see your shirt, but what shirt are you wearing?
I got my New Day one on today.
New Day?
Praying
for a Big E return at Mania?
No, it's not happening. I wish it was, but yeah, I don't think it will.
I reckon we'll see Big E one way or another.
Yeah, I think he'd be there, but I don't think he's returning from injury. I think he'd just be backstage with him, pumping him up, ready for the tag match, and then Miz and Truth, unfortunately, win.
Awesome Truth. Yikes.
Unfortunately. What about you?
You're a miserable sod today.
No, it's not. Truth, I ain't got an issue with Truth winning tag titles or winning something. I like Truth. I just think Miz is done now. I don't care about the Miz. I could care less. And I used to love the Miz, and I still do. I think he's very underrated sometimes, but I just think just give it to someone like DIY. Do you know what I mean? Give it to someone that needs it. They don't need it. Miz and Truth don't need the tag titles. Truth can get over by putting his name on a Judgment Day t-shirt. He can get over that way. Like, give it to DIY. Give it to, like, whoever's going to be in it on the Smackdown side. Someone that needs it.
Do you know the name for Awesome Truth and DIY together, don't you?
Go on.
It was announced yesterday, so I've seen a thing on Twitter yesterday of all the stables in WWE, and that is classed as a stable right now. Regeneration X.
Oh my god.
You
know.
I'll do that and get you.
Fuck me. Yeah. I'm wearing my New Day t-shirt.
So, here's your surprise.
I'll go on. Oh, you got CM Punk one? You're getting them out for the lads? Good lad. Oh, I can see it. No way we got it. He did wear it last night as well. Do you know what? I was going to wear my CM Punk t-shirt as well today, and I thought, no, because he pissed me off yesterday, so I won't.
Yes. You know, it had to be done.
I like that.
Everybody watching this knows my hatred for the Punk. And I absolutely love it.
Where did you get that from? Was that t-shirt, that shop you told me?
Oh, that link below.
Yeah, that one. I've not seen it on that one. That's why I asked. And I'm on that shop every single day.
Yeah. So that link below is where I got my Drew McIntyre t-shirt, which you can go and get yourself. Yeah, that link below.
Yeah.
That
one.
It came last week. I've been like, I think I tried it on, and that's it. It's been sat waiting for today. That's it. So happy.
I do like it.
That's my WrestleMania Night 2 t-shirt.
Night 2? When he's on commentary?
When he's on commentary. He's going to get involved, isn't he? The arsehole.
Yeah, of course he is.
I hope Drew kicks him. If he gets in the ring, gets involved, then he's cleared. That means Drew can claim over him again. And like,
got into my rant about
break his neck or something.
I have a little bit of a rant.
You going now? So he's been waiting to see.
All right, okay.
That's why I ushered us very quickly into the promotion of the channel and then into the t-shirt.
It is a sick t-shirt, to be fair. I do like it. I do like his Saviour of WrestleMania one as well that they brought out.
Yeah, I do as well, but
I don't think it won't get here in time for Mania. So
no, and as I'm on last week, Euroshopper store is still only doing the 3XL, so there's a couple.
Yeah.
I think if they were doing the 5XLs, 4XLs and stuff still, I think there would have been a big order made tomorrow, because we get paid tomorrow. There would have been a big order made for WrestleMania weekend. I would have got that freaking Nightmare t-shirt. I would have got the Drew one. I would have got Mammy's new one. There's somebody else's I've been looking at. Well, there's not a new Cody one, but yeah, they just stopped doing the sizes. But yeah, as I mentioned, guys, get Matt's. I think your t-shirt's still on there. This one's on there still for. This will only be probably on for a little while. But yeah, like I mentioned, there,
stuff.
You've got the
it's still on there.
All the new WrestleMania based shirts. So if you want a WrestleMania XL or 40, whatever you want to call it, shirt, there's loads of stuff on there. You got your Seth, you got your Cody's, you got your Romans. Represent who you're representing for WrestleMania. You got your WrestleMania pie or viewing pie. But if you're going to do it, make sure you use that link below.
I mean, if it's not Cody Rhodes, there's something wrong with you.
There's still quite a few people, mate, are raising the ones, aren't they?
Yeah, the fucking sad bastards, and that's coming from me.
I don't know.
I am a bit moody today. Raw was very good last night. Raw was great last night. I really enjoyed Raw last night from top to bottom.
Through 2 videos.
There was one match. I know, yeah. There's one match I was a bit and that was the Candice LeRae match. But other than that, the whole Raw was just great. It's just a few things that are doing my head in that I'm going to get off my chest very soon. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of WrestleMania stuff over the next couple of weeks. Between now and Saturday the 6th for WrestleMania, we've got obviously the WrestleMania quiz with our mate Teddy that came out. Go and watch that. Very good it was, and I actually
do another WrestleMania based video after this. Don't name it yet. Make them
no, we've got one coming after this. Next week we'll have predictions.
Just had an idea. That's why I say don't name it yet. I've just had an idea.
Okay.
It might be better than what we planned.
Okay. Got predictions next week, and then we'll have some other little bits. I'll do some. I'm going to do some little bits and stuff in between. I don't know if John is, if he's got the time. But yeah, check out the channel. I've got some
time off next Friday, like I said, so I might do something during the day next week.
Next when?
Friday.
I finish at 2:45.
I need to see what time we plan to go out, because we're going to go out for dinner and stuff first. We're going to have a bit of a date night. I want to do stuff. I want to do stuff with a 2K, but I haven't got the setup, and this is my problem at the moment. I'm trying to work out how I can do shit the best way. Yeah. So, never mind. Talk that later. But yeah, mate, what we got?
So we've got a few bits. Obviously, Raw was last night, as I said, it was very good, and I want to speak about Raw and the little hints everywhere that Triple H is cooking up. What talk about AEW and Dynasty that's coming up, the pay-per-view.
Is that an actual pay-per-view?
Well, I don't know if it is. I thought it was.
Let me check.
And then I've seen the ticket sales, and now it's making me think it's just a Dynamite. Because the ticket sales is only 5,000 stadium, which is a typical Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, 5,000 seat at stadium.
Yeah, that's good. Sounds like
that sounds like a TV special, doesn't it? Yeah. And then I want to talk about Ronda Rousey and how bitter she is. And you can not shake your head all you want. After everything she said this week, it's very bitter, and it's on the road to Goldberg and Ryback. And I will talk about it, and I don't care. And people can agree with me, they can disagree with me. I don't care. I will talk about Ronda Rousey. She can come on today, and I'll tell it to her face. But we'll start off with TNA. There's some people that have left.
Sorry, guys. He's got a mood on him today.
It's not a mood. It's Ronda Rousey. You all know how I feel about Ronda Rousey. There were obviously Scott D'Amore left in January when they had the big shake-up and change. Now, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin have left.
I didn't interrupt you, mate. Sorry. It is a pay-per-view.
5,000 seat stadium for a pay-per-view. That's poor.
It's a pay-per-view.
We'll talk about that anyway. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Motor City Machine Guns have now officially finished up with the company, with TNA, so they're free agents. I'd love to see him in AEW work with FTR. As much as I hate them, the Young Bucks. But I have a feeling they're either going to go to NXT or just stay independent. I don't think AEW is a place for them.
I think they've got a really good relationship with the Bucks. They really, when they were Generation Me and TNA, they had 1 or 2 matches with them, which absolutely slapped.
They did.
Like, that's the only thing really notable from Generation Me back in TNA. I honestly think, and I partially want, and this is, you're going to be like, what? I want to go to WWE, and I also think Triple H would give Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin the respect that they deserve, and putting them
Yeah,
straight in the main roster. They could be a surprise entry into that ladder match.
Well, I was looking at the brackets for that, and this week, so Fury and Waller are through to the next round, as are the Street Profits, and then the week before was New Catch Republic and Legado del Fantasma. So it's that one of those 4 teams. 2 of those 4 teams are obviously going to go through. But there's no word on New Catch Republic and Legado del Fantasma yet. The matches that were announced on SmackDown is just the Pride versus Waller and Fury, which I'm pretty pissed off they won, to be quite honest with you. I wanted Aikman and Razor. But hey-ho, they had to fit them in somewhere, didn't they? There's also a few people else that are missing from WrestleMania, but we'll talk about that soon. I've just realised we'll talk about Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, quality tag team in TNA. Obviously, Shelley and Sabin have both won the TNA title at some point down the line. Both won X Division championships. Obviously, held the tag team championships together. Been a mainstay in TNA for so long. Was it Alex Shelley went to NXT at one point and teamed with Kushida?
It was like a 1 or 2 match done that, or a Dusty.
Yeah, I think.
Dusty Classic.
It was supposed to be. Triple H brought him in when he was obviously part of running NXT, and as far as I was aware, it was supposed to be a couple of month deal. He literally did a month, and then wanted out of there.
He stopped wrestling for a very long time. Something happened, and he went to be, I want to say, trained to be an EMT. He was already training to be an EMT already. I think he stopped wrestling to concentrate fully on that, because obviously wrestlers don't last forever. And he obviously wants a backup for in case it comes early. I think it was an EMT. I might be wrong off. I'm sure it was something medical. I get mixed up between him and Davey Richards from the Wolves. They both did the same sort of thing. Stopped wrestling to concentrate on the careers outside. And he was away for a good few years. And I think he took that decision when he was in NXT. I don't even think it was a decision he made. I think it was a decision that was made for him by that's something that happened in that time frame. So he stepped away for a while because I think that's when Chris Sabin then went on his title run with Impact or whatever it was back then, Anthem's Impact or whatever. But yeah, no, they're both cornerstones of the X Division as well. I remember Shelley doing his whole thing with Kevin Nash, the X Division as well. He was like his gimmick was like a vlogger sort of thing, and he was working with Kevin Nash in the storyline with Sanjay Dutt and what was he called? DJZ. Can't remember, because that's when Kevin Nash got involved with the X Division. Some time ago. That was even before. I'll tell you when that was going on, when Kurt Angle first went across there.
That's 2007 then.
Yeah, it was early TNA for me. That's when I was watching it. But yeah, he was doing the whole thing with Shark Boy and stuff like that, and Christopher Daniels.
Shark Boy and Curryman, man. Yeah, they were.
Curryman, CD, Christopher Daniels and his gimmick. That was his gimmick.
Konnichiwa.
But yeah, so he did all that. Obviously, Chris Sabin's done what he's done. Some absolute banging tag team matches over the years with the likes of Americans Most Wanted, Beer Money,
Team Canada.
Trying to think what could say it. Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels called himself in. Wasn't SCU, because that was AEW. I seen a post the other day from Christopher Daniels, but I can't think. But against Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, everybody else, I think they had some stuff with the Aces and Eights as well, because I think everybody touched on the Aces and Eights and stuff. But yeah, I think they're the that tag team match is Hardy Boys this year. Obviously not as big as a pop, probably, but I think they could either turn up into that match or they could turn up Monday Night Raw, and I'd be very
I
happy.
reckon Raw. I think Raw. They were called The Addiction or Bad Influence.
Yeah, that's it. Addiction. But yeah, I can see them saying, like, saying, I have a surprise entrance in that ladder match or Monday Night Raw, which I won't be that upset about. But also, I can see what you're saying. I can see them rocking the independents for a while because a certain Mr. Cardona is making everybody realise you don't need to be tied to a company.
True story.
To make a wedge.
But then again, it's also Triple H has changed the narrative of, and you said it last week, that creative isn't something that they can use now with AEW because Triple H is giving a bit more freedom to people. So
I genuinely think now it's, I said this last week, so if you want to hear a bit more about what we talked about last week, I do think now wrestling's becoming a money game. I don't think creative is not creative control of your own gimmick. I don't think that's enough no more because you can get that out. I say either brand, but out of all three companies, because I think TNA are the same. I think TNA are very open to creative control as well.
Yeah.
So it is a money game now.
Well, Killer Kelly's also left at TNA. She's a free agent. There is word that her and I don't know how you say her name. Is it Giselle?
I know what you mean.
They're both heading to WWE. Probably to NXT.
Yeah, they'll hit NXT first.
And there was also someone else that has left. Apparently, Matt Cardona made his return to TNA.
Did he?
Yeah, he ran in helping. What's the girl that he hangs around with? God, she had a match in TNA.
I know what you mean.
And he ran in and helped her.
It didn't sound like he left on good terms with them. That's a bit surprising.
Yeah, apparently he's got a few dates with TNA. It's not a contract. It's just a few dates he's going to do with them.
Still think he is WWE bound eventually at some point.
I do. I think eventually he'll go, especially with Chelsea being there.
And I think it'll be Cardona that returns. Like they've done with Sean Spears and they've done with like what Cody Rhodes have wherever he's been, but like Cody come back as the American Nightmare with the whole shebang. I think it'll be Matt Cardona in the arsehole heel role that he's doing, which would be good. He took on Danhausen, I think, this week in GCW. I don't know if it happened yet or not.
Danhausen's got a new T-shirt actually, and AEW bring a new T-shirt out every single fucking day, but he's got a new tour T-shirt out, and it looks really cool. And I was looking at AEW T-shirts the other day.
Don't decline
it. Yeah, they don't. They cost a fortune. Just like do a Euroshot, to be fair. We'll move on to AEW, and as we mentioned before, AEW Dynasty is coming up. Now, I thought for the tickets that they sold and the arena they put it in, it's in St. Louis, Missouri. It's on a Sunday, so it is a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I didn't see it was Sunday first, so I thought it was just a Dynamite because it said it was 5,321 tickets, leaving only 783 remaining out of 6,000. Now, to me, for a pay-per-view, that's very low numbers.
It is.
But is that because WWE have always done bigger numbers for pay-per-views where we think, okay, 5,000 is an NXT?
Yeah, there's that. Or there's that thing now where they're injecting these pay-per-views in more because when they launched it, we're only going to do 4 pay-per-views a year and then special Dynamites. And I think with whoever it is now, with their TV licensing or bought their rights out, they're pushing obviously for more pay-per-views so they could push it onto their streaming service. I think it's HBO.
Yeah, I think it is HBO.
So I feel like they're pushing them into making more pay-per-views, So could they be running these pay-per-views this at the moment at a smaller venue? See how it works out for them to then up it over years. But then again, 5,000, mate, and a pay-per-view, that's quite intimate. It is quite small, but imagine being there.
No, and the other flip coin is if they've done that because the pay-per-views that they're currently doing are not fully selling out, so they've gone smaller to try and make it the atmosphere seem a lot more, like you said, intimate, and they can sell it out better than a 10,000 seat stadium.
I'll be honest, I've done All In at Wembley, one of the biggest arenas. Well, I think is it the biggest in the UK?
Wembley, yeah.
Yeah. So we've done Wembley. We did Clash of the Castle at Cardiff, and I did Money in the Bank at the O2. Now, O2 was the smallest. Wembley was the biggest. 26.
Was it 20? Oh, right. Okay, fucking hell.
So it was smaller. Wembley, for me, it was so big, it sort of lost the atmosphere at points.
And it does that in football as well, right?
Yeah.
No, obviously we're talking about wrestling, but it does that when you go and watch England or you go and watch a team there. The atmosphere is crap.
But with the O2 for Money in the Bank, it was obviously still bigger crowd than what AEW pointed out for Dynasty, but it felt closer. You felt the atmosphere
sounded better as well.
It sounded louder, it kept it in. So we don't know, but they've probably done it because ticket sales are not better. But then at the same point, let's try because we've got the big Wembley one coming up. Maybe they've got to cut losses as well. Like, look, we've got this X, Y, and Z coming up in August. Let's draw it back in and try and sell a few places out, like you're saying. It's here, not there, but I bet the atmosphere will be good because of how close it'll be. It'll feel electric, especially with MJF's return.
Well, apparently he's far off. It's worse than they thought. His injury, and I did have that up because I wanted to speak about it, but I seem to have closed it. That's my favourite thing to do: close pages and not even realise that I've closed them. Oh, there it is. His injury, his recovery progressing slower than everyone anticipated. It was noted by Sean Ross Sapp. He was asked about MJF's injury status and recovery. Sapp reported that MJF is still in the process of healing. It was added that some aspects of his recovery are taking longer than expected, but it's understood that he's always intended to take some time off. Whether this decision was made before or after the injury occurred is unclear. However, it became apparent about the month before the pay-per-view event World's End that he would require an extended period of absence. I think he's still going to be out for it, mate. I'm not going to lie to you.
I can see him appearance coming soon, though. It may not wrestle.
There's not much more on AEW. I mean, they've announced obviously Will Ospreay, Daniel Bryan for Dynasty, which is going to. Can I just say, by the way, I watched Dynamite. I've not watched Dynamite since probably November. Bar the Mercedes Mone WWE promo. It was a fantastic episode of Dynamite.
It absolutely slapped Dynamite this week.
It was sick. Will Ospreay. I've not been into Will Ospreay at all. I've liked his match. So I've not really watched him. I watched his match All In because obviously I watched All In. And I've watched clips here and there on TikTok and YouTube when they've been talking about matches of the year and stuff. But I've never sat down and actually watched him do a promo or anything like that. Mate, I absolutely love that promo he did the other day about Daniel Bryan and filling shoes and stuff. I thought it was absolutely mint. I text you after it going, I'm actually starting to like Will Ospreay. And you said the exact same thing as you said last week. If they book him right,
it's going to work.
Mate, honestly.
So I've watched him a lot of independent shows over here. I've been to quite a few, not just the WCPWs. I watched a couple of Rev Pro ones as well, stuff that he's been at. He's meeting pit fans, mate. He's great when you meet him. He'll chat with you all day. One Rev Pro show, mate, he was charging a $5 to chop people, and people were paying for it.
Fucking hell. Imagine Gunther doing that.
But funny enough, that was the same show was the first time I ever laid eyes on Gunther or Walter at that time. Because I was in when I was like a lot in a better shape and I was getting quite toned up and I was actually debating whether to go and train to be a pro wrestler. And I used to do, when I met him, I used to post, I always used to go to gym stuff and I used to do my Instagram stuff, my workouts and stuff. I used to post strongman or wrestler as a hashtag. And then when I used to met James Storm and I made James Storm look small, which is not an easy thing to do with sweet like sink beers and boil lift weights. And one of my mates used to say to me all the time, wait till you meet Gunther. So he used to say hashtag making wrestlers look small was my hashtag. And then I laid eyes on Gunther and Keith Lee for the first time and I was like, shit. Shit. But yeah, Will, mate, I've been a fan of Will for a long time. Heel Will, face Will, whatever Will. He's great. Great advocate for disabilities as well. He's got learning difficulties. He's got, I think he's got ADHD. He's got dyslexia.
You can tell he's got ADHD.
I think he's got dyspraxia as well. Maybe he's got couple of things. Yeah, his ADHD well comes out. I just need them to make really simple shirt AEW now. If you watch our channel, a Will Ospreay shirt, plain black t-shirt, writing about this big, bruv. That's all I need.
Yeah, I'd get it, me.
Yeah, you put Will's stamp on the neck or whatever, but just bruv. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't need to be big. There's a little bruv, and it'll sell. Major. You release that for All In, that will sell out.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It comes highly recommended, mate. Highly applauded around the world.
No, I know he does. I know. Obviously, his matches with Kenny Omega and his matches in New Japan are just, I need to probably go back and watch them. But
if anybody says you can, you point me in a direction what makes Will Ospreay good. Now, Will Ospreay's changed his style over the last few years, but if you can find Will Ospreay against Ricochet, anything in New Japan between them, if you like a gimmick, a flip flop, that's absolutely amazing. Him against Vader. Big Vader took a dislike to his style of wrestling, so he called him out and then they wrestled in the UK.
No way, I did not know
that. Anything with Kenny, anything with Okada. The Jericho match, Marlin could potentially be one of my favourite matches of the year. It was one of my favourite matches of the night.
Spoiler alert for the awards coming up.
It was my favourite match. One of my favourite matches. I didn't say, don't. I haven't even thought that far edge yet, mate. Don't. But I am for one, like, I see Ospreay's on TV, I'm tuning in. Ospreay comes back to the UK and has his break, I'll probably tune out a little bit more. I'm one that's happy to see him on TV. I'd rather watch him than Okada. Because Okada pissed me off this week, but hey ho.
So, staying on AEW and Dynamite, we have a new, is it Continental Champion? Is that what they call it?
It's not my champion.
Okada beat Eddie Kingston. It's about time he dropped one of the fucking titles. He's got about 20.
Yeah. Do you know what? My problem with it is, and I said this to Ted, because Ted's a big New Japan guy, when Okada come across, I'm happy Okada's probably going to get the push that he deserves. I do think he should have went WWE. But the one thing I said, I don't want him to come in and in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, pick any title up, no matter what.
Yeah.
I wanted him to do, a bit of a run, just having good matches, like with no stipulation in it. And then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whatever it is, he's got a title match against Eddie Kingston and takes his title off him. It's CM Punk all over again. Not to the point I dislike, but you know what I mean? He comes in, he's had a few months and he's got a title shot. Same with Daniel Bryan, did it with Kenny. I don't think Claudio did.
No, Claudio didn't.
Adam Copeland. No, it's like Tony Khan gets these people in and he must be like, well, I'm going to put a title around your waist or you'll get a title shot of in a few weeks and let him do it. And then it just... Unless he's got a bigger plan for Kingston, but what? Because what's next for Kingston to win?
Yeah. There's no. I just feel like it's obvious that the Young Bucks are going to win the tag titles because then you got Okada with the Continental, then you got the Young Bucks with the tag titles.
And I think they're working that for Kenny return.
Exactly.
For Kenny to
and
return.
At one point, it wouldn't surprise me if they win the trios titles as well.
I think, do you know what? I think there could be an egotistic storyline coming. I don't think necessarily booked by themselves. I feel like they're going to do a storyline there because the fans are all saying they booked themselves to win and stuff. So they're going to book the storyline where they win everything.
Yeah.
Like I say, trio titles, tag titles, this whatever title, and then Kenny's going to come back and
this whatever title.
As much as a Kingston fan, I don't know what that one was. He's
got
the ROH World title. He's got the ROH World title. He's got the New Japan Strong title, and whatever the third one that they made.
Triple H never held that many titles at once, and he buried everyone at one point. Now, I'm not saying Eddie Kingston's burying people at all. What I'm saying is they've given him all these titles. He's not fucking doing anything, by losing one of them, and then he's obviously defending them every now and again. But
he's got a defense against.
He's got
Briscoe.
No story going forward.
He's got a defense against Briscoe at Super Card of Honor for the Ring of Honor. And then I don't know the New Japan one. I don't know that. And I say, yeah, he's dropped one. Probably needed to drop it, but it's not to Okada. Okada or Orange Cassidy, and them two don't need titles right now. Orange needs time off. That's what Orange needs.
Yeah, he does. He does. And it's good to see Moxley away from a title for a bit. Let him just stay away from a bit, build it back up.
He's took time off, hasn't he? They were meant to be
needed time off.
Yeah, it's overdue. He was meant to have time off before Punk got suspended the first time. I think he's got an appearance in Mexico. He's got an appearance in Japan, and then he's off. Like, he's going to be away for a while, which it's way overdue for him. His body needs it. He's pretty banged up, but I think we'll appreciate Mox's return more.
Yeah, when he comes back.
Because it's getting. Tony Khan's relying on Mox. Like, when he doesn't know what to do for a show, I'll put Mox in the main event against Dax from FTR. That sort of thing. So it'd be good. Gives other people a chance. Don't know what we're going to do with Claudia, though, because he's got no Utah. Brian Danielson seems to be a bit of a way from
doing his own. Yeah.
So ROH for a few weeks.
Give him a title. Who knows? And last thing on Dynamite, we have a new TNT champion in the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland.
How happy were you the other night,
mate? Honestly. So, like I said, I've not watched Dynamite properly. I've not really. I followed the Edge stuff. I'm calling him Edge. I don't care. I followed the Edge stuff, like what he's been doing, but I've not really watched the show to say. Invested in everything that's happening. I watched Dynamite, one, because that was the main event, and two, I wanted to see what Mercedes Mone's promo was like, because I wanted to know if it was going to be another WWE style or whether it was going to be an AEW style promo.
Right.
I got my answer straight away, and it was a WWE promo. But then I ended up enjoying Dynamite, and I was like, well, this is a first for a while, because I've not enjoyed Dynamite for a while. I think, actually, no, the last time I watched Dynamite was start of January, when we both turned around and said that first Dynamite of the new year was absolutely amazing, and that, if they can carry on going that way, it'd be perfect. I liked the match. I thought it was great. Like I said, I've not been following the full story, but I don't get, is it Daddy Magic? Is it something that came in? What's his name?
So, Daddy Magic and Daniel Garcia. So
yes, I know. I get Daniel Garcia because I know that he's been.
Yeah.
I didn't get Daddy Magic, but
he's still aligned to Garcia. So when he had his match a few weeks back, he was ringside, and when people started to get involved, he went to get involved to sort of level it out, and that's where he comes into it.
Cool, right? Yeah, I thought it was really great. Really good Dynamite, and if they can carry on going that way, and they've got me sticking to it. Rampage didn't really watch. Did they film Rampage on the same night? Because my head was so confused when I'm watching it. You had Dynamite, and then I saw highlights online for Rampage, like literally an hour later.
I think they do. I think Rampage is getting filmed the same night now as Dynamite.
But Rampage looked great.
Well, I need to have a look because I need to rewatch the Shibata Brian Danielson match properly.
Collision the week before, yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that without being at work. I need to rerun the Edge and Christian match. Wow, that's odd.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Wow, I got thrown back to the 2000s then. I need to rewatch that again uninterrupted. I don't want to watch Will's promo again uninterrupted. I say I watch mostly while I'm working, but what I remember watching Saturday was, did I watch it Saturday? Did I watch it Thursday? No, I watched it Saturday. Saturday was a fairly quiet day for me at work, but obviously it was still interrupted by what I do. So yeah, I need to get it watched because that's how I do watch my wrestling. If I'm working at home, it's on my iPad in the background. So yeah, I do need to give them a rewatch. I did watch this week though as well. I did watch Revolution.
Okay.
Watched it while I was working. Decent bit of programming, mate. Really good.
Was it?
Where'd
you watch it?
You know where I watched it.
Oh, is it back on there?
Told you this. It changes the letters at the end.
I always forget, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I've got memory like a goldfish. Tell us after this. I'll talk to you after.
Yeah.
Go on.
But yeah, so I watched it on there. The triple threat match, mate, was great. Did feel like Hangman was just a added extra, but he still got something. The Sting match, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. The only thing I found really cheesy is when his sons came out at the beginning, and then they did Stinger splash on one of the Bucks, and one of them nearly overshot it. He jumped from halfway across the ring and still nearly flew over the top of him.
Did you not find the? I think it was this match. Darby Allin through the glass thing a bit. OTT.
So I go through fits and waves with that sort of stuff, me, mate. Sometimes I sort of look and go, oh, don't really need that there. But then sometimes I go, hey, yeah, that's worth it. And Darby Allin getting put through glass was like, yeah, do it. That's fine by me. I was the same with the Swerve and Hangman Page Texas Death match. Everyone was crying about it, and I was like, no,
I know, but that needed it. That was a feud full of blood. But Sting's retirement match didn't need Darby Allin going through glass. It didn't. Like you can sit there and you can try and persuade yourself that it did. It didn't. I would have been okay if that bit was a bit left out. The match was still fantastic.
But it would have been boring if you just put a table and put him through the table.
I don't think it would have been.
The glass gave it an extra added. It's Darby Allin. That there was showing Darby Allin's not afraid to do anything.
We know that anyway.
Apart from walk up Everest because he's broke his foot.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. We know he's not scared anyway. He didn't need to do that. It's like Jeff Hardy doing it off top of ladders. We know he can do it. Been done. We don't need to see it.
I think that's been done with the Everest walk in mind because he cut a promo on Dynamite. So this week or last? I can't remember. Last he cut about how that could have been his last ever match.
Yeah.
Because he's gone up Everest. People don't make it back from Everest. So if that's your last memory of Darby Allin doing Darby Allin by being chucked through some glass, that's how Darby Allin wrestled, mate. I still remember Darby Allin taking on Ethan Page and Evolve in a body bag match where Ethan Page put him in the body bag, poured in a load of thumbtacks, and then threw him off the side of the ring and down the ramps and stuff like that. and dragged it about. You haven't watched it, go watch it. Brilliant match.
Okay. I'm not going to. But, okay, I'll take your word for it. I probably will do at one point, I'm not going to lie. Away from Dynamite and just staying on AEW before we go on to the bitch that is Ronda Rousey. Dustin Rhodes' AEW contract is expiring very soon. Not in time for WrestleMania, unfortunately. It's going to it's expiring in August. Is he resigning or is he going to WWE being a trainer?
He'll resign, mate. I think he'll resign because he's too invested in the I think he resigned as a bit part wrestler / trainer at
That's what he is now, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think he'll resign it because he's too invested in the development of the younger wrestlers there. Because it made me think that because he obviously he's worked with the Von Erichs on a few shows recently. Obviously they're coming through quite quick. His and Cody's own nephews are on the way through now as well.
Yeah.
And granted the roads, but they'll probably develop and get more TV time in AEW with Dustin's help than they would do in WWE going through NXT, maybe.
I don't know. Through NXT, they'll get more TV.
That's it. So, but then the Nightmare Factory. The Nightmare Factory's it's all linked with AEW. So he's a big part of the training in there as well. And I
thought that was Cody's thing.
Yeah, he works with it as well. I do think he has his own as well. Can't think what it's called. Something Texas, something or other. But yeah, so I think he'll re-sign there because he'll still get a few matches, but be there in the background developing talent. Wherever he goes back to WWE, I think it'd be more backstage talent now. I don't think Triple H would be interested in putting Goldust back on TV.
I don't want to see him back on TV. I mean, obviously he's more. I mean, I've not watched him in AEW, so I can't really. I've watched the match with him. Is it him and Cody? Did he have the match?
My favourite match. By the way, that's one of my all-time favourite AEW matches. It's from the beginning.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. I thought it was. I think that's the last time I watched a Dustin Rhodes match.
There's been a few. I think early doors, he was one of the ones that suffered with Cody being an EVP because he couldn't be booked. Him and Cody seemed like they couldn't be booked to win anything bar maybe the TNT titles or tag team titles because of who they were. Because a lot of the fans were like, well, they're going to book themselves like WCW guys did and win everything. I think he's took a bit of a step back in the later years. I like him working with the younger talent, though. I do like him coming out, like say, with the Von Erichs. I would like to see him wrestle with his nephews as well.
Fair enough.
I've never seen him wrestle them, the two lads coming through. They've used one of Dusty's old tag team names, I believe. So it'd be interesting. I think he's more himself at AEW, being the natural Dustin Rhodes. Then if he goes back to WWE, if he does get TV time, it's going to be Goldust. Because that's all he's.
Not necessarily, because I mean it's Triple H now, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah,
and Cody and him and Cody would have a say in it as well. It's not just.
I think like you said, I can't remember when you said it. It's that WWE audience that doesn't know him as Dusty Rhodes.
No, I get that, but I mean, they've been mentioning him on TV, but called him Dustin Rhodes and not Goldust. Obviously, Rock's called him Goldust to get under Cody's skin, but like when it's been mentioned on TV before, like Michael Cole's always said Dustin. So I don't know. Moving on to, before we get to Ronda, we'll go to Goldberg first. Goldberg's been in the news.
Why?
He's been giving his 2 cents about WWE and the way it was. Recent thing he said is he got asked about Triple H being the main guy in WWE. This is what Goldberg said. The fact that I didn't get along with Paul Levesque, which is Vince's son-in-law, had everything to do when I got there. a lot of that between Hunter and myself was real. I had an interaction when I was in WCW leading the charge. New York had a press event. You know, all behind the scenes, the click with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall are his buddies. I hurt myself. I know people who are friends that weren't with me were talking to him when he was working in WWE. He made a comment while I was at home, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He said I was tanking it or faking it or something, and so it stuck with you all that long, but you can't remember what he actually said, and that I wasn't there for the demise of WCW, or could I? From then on, I wanted to rip his face off. We had a confrontation prior to me signing with WWE, and ironically, we were represented by the same agent. It made the situation quite uncomfortable once I signed with WWE. He was then asked about Asuka surpassing his 173 winning streak, and he said this: "Well, a girl beat my winning streak. Asuka is her name. Some Japanese girl. They touted her as being one of the longest winning streaks, and it just so happened that it culminated when I got there. And then it just so happened that every single wrestler uses the spear in their moves, right? Ironic that happened when I got there. Right, I've got a couple of issues with this. One, I'm sorry he did not invent the spear. Don't know why he thinks, oh, okay, so when he got there, everyone started using the spear. Edge was using it before he got to WWE.
WCW spear though.
He didn't invent the spear.
No, he didn't invent it. He won't be the first person to use a spear, but I'm wondering if he used it. I'm not debating this, mate. I'm with you on this, but I'm just trying to, like, in my head, try and fact check that a little bit. If did anybody else? I'm sure there would have been someone down the line.
Edge used it in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, but
when did Goldberg come in? 97?
I'm
Edge came in
trying to
before
think,
that.
like, there's probably been some sort of gimmick with Vince McMahon where it's been like a American football player that's used that as a
Lawrence Taylor
finisher.
probably used it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, there'd be other people who's used it, mate.
Fucking anyway. Bar that. How dare he talk about Asuka?
So this all relates back to a tweet he put out when she beat his streak about a Chinese or Japanese lady with beating him. He's been bitter about that since the day she did. But what people forget,
he couldn't lace her boots.
I used to be a really big Goldberg fan till Oldberg turned up. So don't take this misstewing that I'm hating on Goldberg. I like the Goldberg of WCW days. Love them. He was because I used to watch WCW more than I did WWE because the way television worked over here. He was my Stone Cold at that time because I couldn't see Stone Cold. His streak, it was fabricated. Eric Bishop's gone on tape and said it. I think Scott Hall and Kevin Nash have said it on tape as well on one of these documentaries. His number went up every week, but he never wrestled another match until that night. So he'd be on one Monday Night Nitro at 160, but then the following Monday Night Nitro and his next appearance, he'd be at 180.
Yeah.
But they didn't wrestle independent shows or anything in between, or nothing. It was they just made his streak higher and higher every week, so he looked more dominant. Also, if you go back and watch a Goldberg match from WCW, they were all squash matches.
Yeah.
Goldberg couldn't go longer than about 5 to 10 minutes. He
injured God knows how many people.
He was out of breath. I think the longest one might have been the one with Bret Hart, where the metal plate. He was like Brock Lesnar now. Brock Lesnar are always very short matches, or it's a triple threat match where Brock can get gas and air on the outside of the ring for 5-10 minutes, like he did against Cena and Seth. Goldberg is turning into a very bitter old man.
He's getting on he's getting on the thing of Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback's shooting himself in the foot because Ryback could have Alex Riley, yeah, he's getting on that, but he's getting very bitter about things. I think his whole WWE run, he regrets
the second one
because it wasn't wasn't as big as he thought it was going to be, because he
The
was coming
second or
to
first one?
the original run.
The first one.
I don't think he expected. I think he expected to be the face of WWE, like he was the face of WCW, or one of the faces of WCW, and he wasn't, because he came in. By the time he come along, Booker T had established himself as a main eventer in WWE, where he was floating below it in WCW. Even Jericho, DDP. You already had the likes of Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H. He was never going to be the big guy. I also think he's bitter that he never got the match with Taker that they all wanted.
Mm-hmm.
There was only one dream match for WCW with Taker, and it's never going to happen. That was Sting. So I just think some of these old wrestlers just keep their mouth shut now they're done.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at you look at wrestlers that, and I said it about a few people that went to AEW and they just slagged WWE off, and some of them have got it right. They got held back. They didn't really get given the right, or they didn't given the opportunity to show what they can do properly. Cesaro got his opportunities. He won multiple titles. He was always on pay-per-views and Raws and Smackdowns. Did he get really the opportunity to be a main eventer? No, but he didn't come into AEW and start slagging WWE off and say it was out of order. Miro did. He kind of had a thing to stand on with that. He was massive with Rusev Day.
I think Miro, though, or Rusev, whatever you want to call him, he's got a massive chip on his shoulder, because I guarantee if he leaves AEW and goes back to WWE or goes to Impact, he'll do the same about AEW. He'll bury them.
Yeah, of course he will.
I think he's another one that's got an ego bigger than his talent.
Yeah. Malachi left WWE, didn't slag him off. Adam Cole didn't.
No.
Said he loves the people over there still, and he's still friends with every single one of them, but he needed to do something different.
Yeah. You could tell the talent. So the talent that worked with just Triple H, barring one or two, Claudio being one. So Malachi had more time with Triple H. Adam Cole obviously only wrestled under Triple H. Sean Spears, Andrade, and I think Andrade left in a bad way, didn't he? He left a bad taste in his mouth. But you can tell the ones who left and didn't slag him off, they spent more time working under Triple H in NXT than they did Vince. I think a lot of them that left and had a problem with their main roster run. Miro, it just, when he was getting over, Vince buried him. The whole cuckle.
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee's another enigma, mate. Keith Lee just seems to be, he's like Claudio, like we said last week. It's starting to become very obvious that there's these talent that when they're in WWE, we're crying from the book and get him in this main event, but they never seem to get there. And we always wondered why. They jumped to AEW, they're doing the same thing, and we've got to get to that point now and go, is it the storyline bookers or is it the actual talent?
I think with Keith Lee, it was him. I think Cesaro, I do think it's booking. Cesaro's fantastic. Cesaro could, if you put Cesaro on Raw roster now, he has a fantastic feud with Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre for that title, and he could hold that title.
The best run Cesaro's had in both companies was the Bar.
The Bar. Yeah, I'd agree.
He didn't do much else out of that, and that's with Sheamus. But it's, yeah.
His one with Roman was good when he was getting title shots against Roman. But once Roman had that title in 2020 or 2021, early 2021, he wasn't going to win that because obviously it was all.
No, I don't say that. I think, like I say, there's some that keep your mouth shut because your opinions are relevant. Unless it's big and feeding their egos, it's always negative about no matter what. Unless you like Bully Ray, mate, he's a prime example. He sits on that fence, calls right down the line of Busted Up Radio. He has a contract with WWE, Legends contract with WWE, but still happy to talk very open about AEW and Busted Up Radio.
Mark Henry does the same.
Yeah.
Mark Henry contracts with AEW, but will talk positively what WWE
Yeah,
do.
yeah. They talk constructively, not positive and negatively, constructively about both companies, whether it's good or bad. And that's how, if you want to get into the whole pundit of a wrestling world, you need to have that ability. If you're not going to be marketing one company, if you're working for WWE, you only talk about WWE. Then if you're only working for AEW, it's not. But if you're sitting in the middle trying to do your own podcast, you need to sit on the fence and just be honest.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, me with AEW, Eddie Kingston shit, and I will say it. No, I'm joking. No, but I used to be, of this perfect example, when we first started this, I was, AEW's crap, never watching it, don't like it. How dare they try and compete with WWE? And then when I actually sat back and we started doing this, and I was like, we want to do this for a proper thing. I was like, yeah, I've got to watch it. I've got to give it a chance. And as much as I like Tony Khan off, and I don't think he does some things, he does a lot of things wrong. The show can be great.
You could dig back through some of the archives we've got, and you probably have to go back to maybe the Spotify days. Conversation about Vince McMahon's booking weren't always great either.
No,
there was a whole period where when he came back, we were absolutely murdered it. I actually think there was a period where we both not stopped watching WWE, but watching AEW more because of Vince's booking. That it was around the time that he was talking about the Bearcat with Adam Cole as his manager.
Yes.
Around that whole period of time. So it swings and roundabouts, but that's why we do what we do. We try to sit. We'll give our opinions on it, but we're not sitting here going, "Oh, Goldberg's run against Asuka's was better because he's Goldberg."
No.
Yes, of course.
He can't lace Asuka's boots.
The Empress's run in NXT was one of the best female runs of all time.
Quality. And speaking of bitterness, let's move on to Ronda Rousey. So she's released a book. And she's talked about a lot of things in WWE. And I'm not going to sit here and say Vince McMahon was the most fantastic booker in the world, because let's face it, we just said he definitely wasn't. And he was very out of touch in his later stages. But I've got a few things up here I'm going to bring up. She says she got a concussion from Stephanie McMahon slapping her in 2018. The baddest woman on the planet who got beat up for a living got a concussion from a Stephanie McMahon slap.
Wow.
Gross.
That might say something about why her MMA career is over, because she's done concussions.
She says, it gave me a concussion being slapped by Stephanie at Elimination Chamber in 2018. Nikki Bella gave me an open hand slap in the days leading to their match at Evolution, and I was seeing stars. So not only did Stephanie McMahon give her a concussion, Nikki Bella also made her see stars. I had an headache for the rest of the day. Take some paracetamol. That's what I've got to do when I'm on the phones. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want them to say, oh, you can't do this match that you've been preparing for. You can't do this. You can't do that. I've had a lifetime of experience hiding concussions. And so now that I'm basically putting all of that behind me, I can finally open up about these things. The baddest woman on the planet got Seeing Stars by Nikki Bella and Stephanie McMahon. We move on to the next bit I've got up here. Charlotte Flair threw a big dick on the table for WrestleMania 39.
I knew it. I fucking knew she was a man.
So during an interview on CagesideSeats.com, former WWE star Ronda Rousey said the following about Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 39. They weren't supposed to go that long. The whole time the referee was telling them to go backstage, and Charlotte threw a big dick on the table and said, no, we're going to do this fucking awesome match. And that's what the women were dealing with. They weren't allowed to show how amazing they were, because all the crowd's going to be tired for the guys after the match. That's bullshit. Rousey also talked about wanting to leave WWE. I had a long sit down with Triple H, and I was like, I can't be associated with mediocrity. And that's what they seem to be happy with at the time. And I hope that it's different now, but I can't say that I've experienced it in any other way. Right, I'm going to pick up a couple of things here. Rhea, you can shake your head all you want, but I'm going to tell the truth.
Warning. Matt Mone.
There's no warning. There's no warning, because it's just the truth. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair was one of the matches of the weekend. It was absolutely incredible. Rewatching it back, I absolutely loved it. everything about Rhea Ripley and getting to the mountaintop and showing that she can best Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte Flair smiling at her and pointing at her to say, yeah, you're the one to go forward. Not only that, but she's talking about the women not getting getting the matches that they should do. Yeah, I agree. There's certain women in the WWE that don't get the say. But this was WrestleMania 39 when Vince McMahon was doing one of them and Triple H did the other. So I put any money this year, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch have an absolute banger of a match. And it opens the show on night one. Because I've got a feeling it is. And Bayley and Io have a banger of a match on night 2. If that's when it is, I don't know if it is, I'm just guessing.
I reckon it'll be the other way around, but that's not here nor there.
I can't see. Yeah, no, because they need it. Because they're going to see Rhea and Becky as the bigger match between Bayley and Io and Rhea and Becky. So
bigger night for booking matches is going to be night 2. So
no, I know, but you've already got 2 world title matches that are massive.
If you think it is, so if viewerships, if anybody, can't get my words out. If you're only going to watch one night, because some people will only watch one night on the night, you're going to watch no night 2. So this viewership expectation will be higher for night 2. So the likelihoods of the better matches being on night 2. I'm going off just because the people I've spoken to about WrestleMania, I'll be up for both nights. I'll do both nights, give or take maybe night 1, but I'll be 100% doing night 2. People I've spoken to about watching Mania, or what you doing both nights? No, I'm going to watch night 2, just night 2. I'll watch night 1 the day before.
I get that, but at the same time, what other matches are going to absolutely bar obviously the main event on night 1?
That's why
Io and Bayley ain't gonna pull in as much as I love Io and Bayley. They're not gonna pull in what Rhea and Becky will do. The ladder match will. That'll probably open the show.
I think we'll have Gunther and
Sammy, and I don't even want to see that.
Go for Sammy night 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see Logan and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton night 1 too.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of another title match though, because and a title match that's significant. And I'm not saying people are probably going to go at me going Bayley and Io are significant, and I know it is. We know it is, but in WWE, the bigger women's match is Rhea and Becky because of the star power of Rhea and Becky.
If you're going
to have the world title, the undisputed title, the world women's title, and then obviously filler matches in between, you're putting more on night 2, whereas everyone's just going to go, right, okay, we'll watch the main event at night 1, and that's all we care about.
I get where you're coming from.
So that's why I think they'll do Rhea and Becky on night 1.
I say, they probably will do. In a viewership censorship way, like in thinking of like getting the views on, more likely night 2 is going to be eyes on. So it's whatever one they prioritize. They could prioritize night 2 as the bigger night of the 2 nights.
No, they won't do anyway because the world titles are on both shows. But
so then that's where they may work with the Rhea Becky match. But I won't surprise me. I won't be surprised if both women night matches are night 1. Either.
No, they'll put one on night 2. They'll have to because they'll have people kicking off going, can you put it on night 1? Nothing on the women's on night 2. It's more important. Blah blah blah. So anyway, so yeah, she's chatting bollocks. And then claims that Vince McMahon was never gone from WWE. Something we already knew.
Fully agree with that.
We all said it. Yep. We all said it, and this is the only thing I'll probably agree with her with. Ronda Rousey talks about the end of her run with WWE and dealing with Vince. I just didn't want to be Vince's action figure anymore. I felt like I was doing custom matches for a fucking sicko in the back. But she was happy to receive that money off Vince McMahon, wasn't she?
Well, somebody else has come out and made a comment about this as well this week. And I think you might not, I don't know if you've noticed it, Mandy Rose has come out and made a comment about Vince.
Yes.
And her sacking. I've not read the article on it. I just seen the headline. The headline was it now seems like they were saving me from Vince.
Yeah.
And then obviously I seen that, but the action figure comment from her, he sometimes it does look back now that he was getting little kicks out having certain matches with certain people in them and the way they dressed and stuff like that. And I get that comment being an action figure, like the fucking the MMA style match with Shayna Baszler.
I've got something else on that as well.
And then obviously with the links with TKO, trust me, if all this didn't come out about this, obviously what's happening with Vince, and he still had a little bit of pull, I guarantee that somewhere and Ronda stayed around. I guarantee somewhere down the line we would have seen some sort of crossover with, like, I don't know any UFC female fighters. I think one of the reason I think I know this name is because I think she beat Ronda. Is it Amanda Nunes or something like that? Don't know. I could be well wrong here, but I could have seen some sort of crossover match, WWE match with another UFC female fighter, Ronda, because that would have been him playing with his little toys with Ronda. I get that comment.
Yeah, same. She put all power to the girls that keep fighting the good fight, but I'm in my mid-30s. I've got shit to do. He was never gone while I was there. He was just phoning it through Bruce Pritchard. My agent who works
just about the name Pritchard.
Yeah. My agent who works with Endeavour, he was telling me, he's completely gone now, I swear. And I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, because everyone said he left before. He never left. He was there by text message. Which we all knew anyway. That's nothing new. We knew that.
Bruce Pritchard is one that, for me to fully believe that Vince has no say on to do in WWE, I think Nick Khan and Triple H need to put the big boy pants on and wish Bruce Pritchard best wishes in future endeavour. And let him go.
Mate. He's got no fucking. After what's happened, there is no. TK, I've already said he's out of the board, he's out of everything, he's got no say in it.
There's a few people, not just her, there's been a few of the ones released recently. I think Nick Nemeth may have said it. As long as Pritchard's in there, Vince is still there.
Nah. If Vince was in there, this build-up to WrestleMania would have been a lot poorer. This build-up to WrestleMania has been Triple H's cooking.
I've got it. I got it, but I reckon, like I said, unless Triple H is sort of not listening to Pritchard much no more, but I think to really stamp it down that he's gone, put his little lackey out to pasture.
It's not just that though, is it? Bruce Pritchard probably brings in some experience with training or whatever, so that's probably, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Pritchard
but if you look at that
backstage, I don't know.
If you think of it like, oh, what's he bring in? Triple H could build an absolute fortress of ex-pro professional wrestling.
And he is probably gone in. But right at this moment in time, when you look at it, he probably wants to bring in Billy Gunn. Can't. He's in AEW.
So look what he's done with Sean. Look what Sean's doing with NXT. Sean has saved. I've not watched NXT, but I already know that the standard of products got better. Since Sean's took over, than when Bruce Pritchard and and Vince were in. He's got Road Dogg in there. Who is his absolute trusted right hand man. Brock's going to be in. Regal's back.
Matt Bloom.
Bloom didn't go anywhere there with Bloom, but yeah, you got Bloom in there.
No, but he's there.
But you've got talent that's in there that could potentially start working backstage. Well, figure already, yeah, Tyson Kidd, Jamie Noble, Billy Kidman, somebody else.
Bobby Roode,
Joseph Parks.
Yeah.
So he's already got stable there, and like you say, Billy Gunn probably come in once Fingy's done. He's wrong with AEW's done. I could see him working in Xbox somehow as well. But then you got talent that's coming towards the end of the careers there as well, or not get much TV time. You could work them in NXT as trainers as well. I mean, it's how long have we got left with Bobby Lashley and stuff like that? They could all start to pick up the mantelpiece. And I think for me, for him to put his full stamp on it, I think that's the last thing that needs to be done. It's probably not. It's quite easy me sitting here saying, "Oh, I need to do this, need to do that."
There'd be so much more behind it, and the reason why he's not gone yet. There'd be a reason why.
There'll be so many loopholes, but I think the day that his last stooge goes, and I call his last dude Pritchard. There's probably more that we don't know about, but
Yeah, there's fucking shitloads backstage.
yeah, the last one of his stooges goes, and then it's Triple H's show then, and he's got full control because like Stephanie and Shane have nothing to do with it either. So it's not like there's any McMahon in there at the moment. I think she was in the crowd the other week.
I don't know. I look at the product and I look at what's gone on since the whole thing came out with Vince and him being let go by TKO. If Vince was in there, I would put any money that Charlotte Flair would have had the title leading up to WrestleMania before she got injured. EO wouldn't have had the title. There was no way EO would have carried on with the title. Bayley won't be facing. Bayley wouldn't have won the Royal Rumble. Jade Cargill would have.
Just on EO's title run, I've been rewatching a lot of stuff these last few weeks on the network.
It's shit.
It's been a pants run on it. How many times she defended that? Like twice or something? 3 times maybe.
I had a stat up the other day. She defended it. I think she defended it altogether about 5 times since she won it at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Or after Money in the Bank. When did she win it? Was it after Money in the Bank?
After Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was at SummerSlam, wasn't it? It was SummerSlam. Yeah. She cashed in on Bianca.
Oh, don't get me wrong. So, the product is improving massively.
It's
overall, there is still a couple of little things that I think that need tweaking again.
Yeah, obviously, like it's never going to be absolutely perfect for someone.
So NXT for the prime example, if they start re-signing,
NXT needs to stay the way it is.
Start re-signing some of the independent superstars, which they have started doing with Fit Finley's Brogan and stuff like that, and potentially, like you said, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, then that's Triple H's thing because he sent Regal out to do scouting for him, always has done. I know you're a big fan of how it is right now.
It's perfect the way it is. There's no need to bring all these independent stars in to come and cover because they don't need it. They don't.
No, but the next time they have a feed up into the main roster, then what's low? When Trick and Mello goes.
Ilya, Corbin.
They're all due up, mate. Ilya's going to be up soon.
Corbin's not going to go back up. Corbin wants to stay in NXT. But Ilya's going to retain the title at standing delivery. The next people going up, because it's already been thing, and it was one of my things, but I've cut it off. Camille Hayes is being called up after and he's not going to be on NXT after standing deliver, so he's done. Trick will stay on because he'll win the title soon. Then Ilya will get called up, right? Bron Breakker's been called up. So then you've still got Corbin. You've got Wesley to return because he's been injured. You've got Tony D'Angelo, which has been put into the main event, which repackage could do well. Obafemi, who's the North American champion, he's a fucking beast. He could sit in the main event. They've got people there that Sean Spears is back in NXT. He could take the mantle.
That's saying he's starting to slowly inject people back into it that have come from outside that are not. They're not cheerleaders and
he's already been there. He's already been there.
No,
Sean Spears has already been there.
I'm not saying completely change it as in like just rely on these talent, but have the mixture of what he has, because when NXT 2.0 got launched, mate, it was strictly we're only bringing in cheerleaders.
Vince and Bruce.
Yeah, they're only bringing in ex-football players, bodybuilders, and cheerleaders, basically. That's all they wanted to do. That's all fine and dandy, but if you can grab some, not established stars, but wrestlers that know what they're doing without having to go through weeks and months of training of like how to wrestle. Oh, you got to train these guys where the camera is and stuff like that. Like Dempsey. I can't think of his first name. Charlie Dempsey. He's a wrestler. It's in his genetics. They've only had to train him where hard cam is and how to work that. Same with Brogan. They're going to train him how to work a camera. That's the guys. I'm not talking about going out and getting.
No, I know you're not. I know. And what I'm saying is, it's when these guys go up to the main roster, there'll always be people that are on the main roster that will go back down because that's what they like doing. Look at the Good Brothers. they're going to be stand and deliver. And I know they don't deserve to be in NXT whatsoever. But at the moment, when there's no tag titles on the both shows,
the Good Brothers really pissed me off. Not them personally, how the booking of the Good Brothers in general has been.
Yeah,
both times.
I agree.
Like, they are one of the probably best tag teams when they're going in the world. They've won everything, and yet because you're aligning with AJ so close to AJ both times, whenever AJ is doing something, they're just forgotten about. They're his henchmen, and now AJ's on a heel run, and it's just murder. They slept on them. The way they should have worked them in it was when Finn was in NXT first time. He should have brought them in and worked them with Finn in NXT and brought them through as the club with Finn as the leader, and then worked the thing with AJ. That's the way it should. It would have worked far better, but he never did.
No, I agree.
I think they were one of the ones that got pushed up to the main roster due to injuries. Actually, when they first came in. Same with AJ. Because AJ was meant to be NXT.
Really, I thought AJ was always main roster.
Oh, AJ was
debuted at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so it was never planned for that. So he was meant to do. He wanted to do a stint in NXT because it was so hot at that time. He wanted to do a short stint, like Drew sort of short stint.
Yeah.
Like 6 to 8 months, and then go up to the main roster. He wanted to wrestle a few people that were in NXT, like at that time, like Kev Owens and Sami Zayn and Finn and Shinsuke. He wanted to do a short run and then go up. But then there was that mass load of injuries. I think like Seth was out and a few others were all out, and they were short on talent, so they brought him straight through into the Royal Rumble.
That is good. He's a multiple time champion.
I do think there's a gimmick change coming soon. On a Mr. Ricochet.
All right.
Just from the last few weeks that Pat McAfee and Michael Cole keep referring to his movements like a puma.
Oh, I've skipped past Ricochet matches.
So I've not watched them myself. I've caught highlights, and it was actually someone that I know sharing them, and they were like, "Are we getting a gimmick change?" They keep referring to him as like he's speed of a puma, jumper like a puma. They kept mentioning puma, and the reason that puma is significant with Ricochet is when he wrestled in Lucha Underground, he was Prince Puma.
Yeah.
Put a mask back on him. It will be epic. He was great, mate. He carried that company in his back, Prince Puma. I actually called him Prince Puma at a live event, and he turned around. He was tagging him, so he turned around. He was like, "Shh, kayfabe." I was like, "All right, yeah." But no,
yeah,
I'll be happy if that happens because that'll be a decent. He'll probably get a push then as Prince Puma. He may even get do the repackaging in NXT.
Yeah, if he goes to NXT, then fair enough. Yeah, I can see that.
Take him off TV for a while and then have him come back. Is it that Axiom that's done it? Because they were talking the other day about the guy. Do that, work him. Could work well with Andrade. That actually would be a great match. But yeah.
Yeah. I want to speak about Raw for a bit because it was a bit off the chain, and I want to speak about CM Punk first. I know you hate him, but I'm still going to talk about him. He pissed me off this week.
Oh, shock.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't normally piss me off. He don't piss me off to the point where it annoys me.
I haven't watched the promo, so I can't even say it's annoyed me. No, I've seen bits of it.
He's not annoyed me. To be fair, he hasn't. Him?
No. You're right. He's annoyed you.
No, he hasn't. The Chicago crowd has.
Oh, mate. I know the bit you're going to talk about. I already know what you're going to say.
The promo between Punk, Rollins, and McIntyre was absolutely quality. It was all from the heart, and the fact that Drew was taking little digs and saying little things in between absolutely made me piss and made me love Drew even more than I already do. Punk. I hate the Chicago crowd. I hate it because no matter what happens during the Jey Uso main event, Jey Uso and Nakamura, and the Bloodline get involved, and Rollins and Cody Rhodes come down and attack the Bloodline. The crowd start chanting CM Punk. Why? He's not going to come out with his arm in a frigging brace and go, oh, yeah, okay, let's go and take a GTS to someone, is it? Get a fucking grip. Why are you chanting CM Punk in it?
They did it in the Rock and Cody segment early on.
Yeah, so I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that. So, done it in that. They've done it in the Cody segment. And then they started doing it right at the end when Rock's killing Cody. And I'm like, why are you chanting? CM Punk's got... It's like, and I always say, it's like the what chants. When you do the what chants, at certain points, there's no need for it. It's stupid. I hate it.
Yeah, it's one of my original issues with CM Punk. I said this to Zoe last night. I was playing 2K last night and I turned it off and I put, while I was waiting on Zoe doing whatever she was doing, I put Raw on. So I watched, I think it was 10 minutes in. So I didn't see all that first beginning promo or whatever. I caught the tail ends. I seen a whisper in his ear. And then they were looking at each other. And the crowd shouted Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. I'm like, for a start, it makes total irrelevance to the whole storyline if Punk come out and got involved in that now. There's no relevance. Yeah. And I said this already last night, it's like, why are they, obviously if she's picking up, it's like, why are they chanting his name? I was like, look, CM Punk could be dead and buried. Every time it turns up in Chicago, they will shout his name until he gets pulled out of the ground to make an appearance. There was no, I get it, they're probably injecting him in to put eyes on that match a bit more. I get it. There's no need for Punk to be in that show last night.
Oh, yeah, there was.
I get where you're coming from for that promo and the stuff like that. No, I get it.
With Drew and Rollins, it does. One, it brings a different dynamic to the match for him and being commentary, because now we're wondering, he's going to get involved. Who's he going to screw? Is he going to screw Rollins? Because he already said if he was a referee, he couldn't do it down the middle because he hates both of them. So is he going to screw Drew? Is he going to screw Rollins? Who's he going to screw? One of them's going to be screwed. Is Priest going to then cash in on Money in the Bank?
So let me spin this on its head then, right? I get it, and it adds to the build up and the excitement of WrestleMania. Absolutely, mate. You know, as much as I hate them, it adds another spin to that tale. But how about this? WrestleMania Night 2. We get the promo for the whole lead up for the we know what the next match is, Drew Seth, because of the promo video package. But before they come out, Cult Personality comes out and he walks down and surprises them by sitting by.
By what?
By surprising the crowd and coming out and sitting on commentary. Instead of announcing he's going to be on commentary this week, Cult Personality hits WrestleMania Night 2. He just walks out and he sits down at commentary. The crowd will pop more for that because they're not expecting him to be there.
Well, yeah, because he's already said he'll be there before he even announced. He said he was going to do something at WrestleMania.
There's no relevance of him doing that. You could have kept that as a surprise. Now, I don't like him, but people would have popped him.
True.
That more.
True, but he did put on his story on Instagram people making new gear for him and said, I'll see you at WrestleMania 40. So now there's that little bit of thing. Everyone's getting a bit excited. Is CM Punk going to be injected into that match and have a triple threat between Rollins, Punk, and McIntyre and stuff like that? But I get what you mean. It would have been more the shock factor. Oh my God, CM Punk's here for this match. Yeah. Blah blah blah. But at the same time, that was incredible yesterday between them three. I absolutely fucking loved it. All three of them.
I've no doubt about it, mate. And then it probably will be when I watch it back. I will watch because I've seen Drew giving him shit, and there's nothing more I like than Drew giving Punk shit. I just feel, mate, it's AEW did it with him. They booked Chicago shows so much more because the crowd are up for Punk, and Punk could be off TV for 2 years with both companies. The book a Chicago show, Punk's turning up, and the fans they're the worst part about CM Punk, especially Chicago fans. Like you say, absolute irrelevance for Punk to be coming out in the Rock and Cody segment, the Jey Uso and Shinsuke Nakamura segment. There's no need for it. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
And that's one of many issues with him. That was the original problem. It's the same way I didn't like Daniel Bryan in WWE for the same reason. anything was going on, the fans wanted Daniel Bryan in it, you just get a yes chant.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan did nothing to make you hate him. But
No,
Punk's made you hate him.
I just dislike the crowd with Daniel Bryan. That's what I
Yeah.
dislike about Daniel Bryan. I love Bryan Danielson though. He's great. Looks like Daniel Bryan, but he's not quite the same. I can't put my finger on that. No, I think it's his twin brother or something.
I think it's because he can wrestle.
It's the braids.
Yeah, that's what it is. Cody Rhodes obviously opened the show. Was talking about Roman and the bloodline and everything else going on. And then Rock came out to a surprise because he wasn't meant to be there. Rock has now made more appearances than Roman has this year, by the way. Rock came out with his new music, got into the ring, literally stared at Cody for about 2 minutes, walked over to him, whispered something to him, and walked out. And Cody looks like he shit himself. And now looking back and lip reading, it said, "I'm going to make you bleed tonight." Then, as we know on the show, and in the last part, he did just do that. But that was, Bleacher Report gave it an A and was like, "It's amazing." Ricochet JD, apparently it was amazing. I always skip past Ricochet matches, and I know you can shake your head at me.
Sleeping on Ricochet, mate. Honestly,
I skip past him because he bores me.
I want people to go back and find it. I couldn't tell you when I said it, but I now hunt Triple H is in charge. We're going to see a big difference in Ricochet. Really are. And I think that's the beginning of it with this whole Judgment Day single man feud. All of them.
Well, Bleacher Report gave the match an A. Then we had the Punk promo, which was an A+. McIntyre did say, "You don't do drugs, you don't drink, but you spend all your time in rehab." And then when he was talking about being the chosen one, CM Punk went, "Who chose you? What's his name? Come on, tell me his name if you've got the balls to." And McIntyre's just sat there smiling to himself. Yeah, and then
see that one there. That one there. I've seen that one, and I can see the anger in Punk's face. I haven't seen the whole thing that happened before it. I'm wondering if something has touched the nerve with Punk, and he's gone slightly off script. Because I know Drew's called himself the chosen one all the way through the promo. I wonder if Drew's touched the nerve and Punk's gone off script and fired at him, and that's why Drew's just sat there laughing.
Don't know, but this is what actually annoyed me with Punk. He said, everyone's been talking about me. Obviously, I'm more relevant than I thought. Apart from The Rock, who must have known when I last wrestled him, his arms are just too short to box with God. Rock beat him for that title at Royal Rumble. Yes, Vince McMahon got involved and restarted the match and blah, blah, blah. However, his arms wasn't too short because Rock beat you for the WWE title and then beat you again at Elimination Chamber. And then you faced The Undertaker at WrestleMania and lost to Undertaker. So don't start.
He has a God complex. I called it.
Honestly,
he has a God complex.
That's the only thing that annoyed me about the whole thing with him himself. The crowd just pissed me off anyway. Ivy Now versus Candice LeRae, we can skip past that. I don't really care about it, to be quite honest. Indy Hartwell can't become heel. She doesn't want to. DIY versus The New Day was absolutely quality match until it got interrupted by Judgment Day. And then Truth was on commentary with Miz. Miz went to Judgment Day, came out and attacked them. And then Miz went in to help, and Truth was still sat on commentary saying, "We need to cut to a commercial break. Can we cut to a commercial break?" And Judgment Day, I noticed that he wasn't in the ring, walked over to him, and Finn was like, "Do you want to cut to a break?" And he's like, "Yeah, we need to go to one." And then they attacked him. Giovanni Vinci stepped in for Ivar because Ivar apparently was unwell this week. So Andrade versus Giovanni. Do you know what? That is the best match I've ever seen Vinci have.
Shut up.
It was mint, mate. Excuse me. It's not one to be. If you're going to skip anything on Raw, don't skip that. Yeah, Andrade was a massive part of it, but Vinci put his fair share in. It looked good. Becky punched Dom. It's assault. Like, get her done for it. Why are you punching Dom? Don't understand why.
Have you seen the slow-mo of it, though? Have you seen the slow-mo?
No.
Yeah, I think they do it on the show. I think Pat Mack does a slow-mo. It's an actual punch. It's not like
Isn't
a
it?
state because he's faced, like boxing the whole.
Yeah. I'll have to watch that then. Becky's facial expressions really annoy me. Why does she pout out all the time? When she gets angry, she pouts. Stop pouting. It pissed me off. I've also put on here. Around a bitterness, we've done that. Yeah, okay, no, moving on. The promo was real between them. You could tell it was really good. I really enjoyed the promo between them and them going back and forth, and Becky going, "My dad didn't get to see me grow up, blah blah blah," and it all got a bit too real. I loved it, and it brought a bit more because I didn't really care about as much as it was a good match, going to be a good match. Didn't really care about the build up. It was rubbish because Becky's facing Nia, she's facing Liv, and it was like you're not focusing on Rhea. Now they've got the focus on Rhea and Becky. It was quality. Loved it. And then obviously Ripley said that she doesn't have to wrestle, or she all she has to do is post a video online, and everyone goes crazy for it.
Have you seen this week's videos?
We all did.
Well, can we give these videos a bit of space, please? Can we give these a bit of time? Because I actually found them hilarious more than anything. Obviously, the first one was she was going to get a stink face from Nia and then reversed it and give her a stink face, but the whole crap world, the OW universe is going mad because she sort of pulled her pants right up and did it. But then the second night, I pissed myself for the second night one. Thought it was brilliant. She's in a triple threat match, I think, with Shayna and Nia.
Yeah.
And she had Nia in one corner to give her the stink face, and Shayna jumps in the ring and's like, no, me. Really like calling for it. Sat herself down, covered her eyes and everything, and Rhea's like, okay. Wedged herself again. And obviously Nia then got up and attacked her. Meanwhile, Shayna's still sat there like this. Come on. And so Nia stink faces her, and she gets up, she's like, yeah. And then starts pretending to be sick because Nia stink faced her.
What would have been funny there, Nia screaming "I'm a hole" as she did that.
But yeah, the whole WWE universe is going crazy over the original video anyway. Hence the reason they probably did that little gimmick in the middle of the match the second night. I've watched it, multiple angles.
Yeah. Zoe not in the room then.
I showed it, Zoe. One thing I do say about the videos, she doesn't need to wear all that makeup in matches.
I don't really notice, I'm not gonna lie.
She looks so much better without all the big thick black makeup on. You see in a live event, she doesn't seem to put all the war paint on, like she does when she goes out on like Raw or whatnot, like the thick eyes and black lipstick. It looks so much better.
Mm-hmm. Then we had Sami Zayn and Big Bronson Reed. How Bronson Reed is not in a match at WrestleMania, I don't know. This is what I was talking about before, how people are going to WrestleMania are at the moment, because apparently Triple H still wants another 4 matches announced.
Yeah, 2 of them will be Battle Royales, Andre's and the women's one.
Well, no, because we've not had the women's one for 2-3 years now. They stopped the women's one.
He'll bring it back.
One of them will be the Pride versus Final Testament.
Yeah.
LWO versus Legado del Fantasma. You'll have something with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell in a tag match or something, because that seems to be a story with the tag titles with Asuka and Kyrie. If Asuka's fit, looks like she is. And then you've got the Andre's Giant Memorial Battle Royal is always on SmackDown. It's not on WrestleMania anymore.
They might shift it back into the pre-show, though. They might shift it back on pre-show.
Because they don't do anything on pre-shows anymore, do they? So that's how they fill SmackDown up. That's what they do for the 2 hours. The last 45 minutes is the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Oh, no, sorry. The first 45 minutes is because then they get everyone chilled out, dressed, ready for the Hall of Fame. So, I don't know. But how Bronson Reed hasn't got a big match at WrestleMania, I really think they need to make it a fatal 4-way. Bronson, Gunther, Sammy, Gable. I didn't want Sammy in the match, and
Sammy and Gable, yeah. Bronson's got no storyline for being in there. Gable's got the history, and Sammy's building it up now.
Well, he beat Sammy. Bronson's just beat Sammy on SmackDown, on Raw. Why Sammy's just lost, don't know. But the storyline is putting doubts in Sammy's head that he can beat Gunther. And then he's gone to Gable backstage. Yeah, again, gone backstage, and Gable's like, you can't let him do it, and blah blah blah. So Gable's gonna be involved. I hope he is anyway. I hope he's gonna be involved somehow. Bronson Reed needs something to do, man. I don't understand how you can have Bronson Reed there and not do anything with him in any capacity. Even if it's to inject him into, give him a tag partner. Ivar, what's that? Eric's injured, so give him Ivar. They hate each other. It's one of those bedfellow matching things. Fucking put him in there in the tag match, in the ladder match. Two big men in the ladder match jumping off ladders. Imagine Ivar doing a swanton off the frigging thing. He's done it before off the top rope. He can do it on a ladder. That'd be sick. But yeah, Sammy won. Bronson won. It is what it is. Jay and Shinsuke, and we all know what happened there. And then The Rock absolutely beat down Cody, and then had his own weight belt and put blood on it and said, "Mama Rhodes, this is for you." And he's going to need your tears on it. And then it ended. There was a lot of. Who said it was a wank fest? Someone said wank fest on Raw. Cody in the opening segment. He said about the bloodline being a wank fest. And then Rock threw everything. He threw Fox, shit, bitch, bastard, everything as he was beating up Cody. I couldn't believe I've never seen so much swearing in my life on WWE TV since the Attitude Era. Yeah. So, anyway, the list of topics I got here that we were talking about, I had Sami Zayn losing, don't understand why. Becky's facial expressions, we touched on that. What did Rock say? I found out. Love the ending to Dynamite, Edge won. Love the ending to SmackDown. Oh yeah, well, I spoke to you over Teams about SmackDown. The ending to SmackDown, I thought it gave me goosebumps. I don't know why, because it was just dead simple. Like Roman did the Thanos click, and then the other two came. That's Jimmy and Solo came from the crowd, came round, and then Cody smiled and nodded his head, and Jay and Seth came. And I just thought, he's building, he's cooking. Triple H is cooking. He's doing this. He's got all his spices he's throwing in.
So, you've missed something then.
What have I missed?
And I've been waiting for you to say it. In one of the backstage promos last night.
Oh yes. Sorry. Yes. Well, there was two.
I've only seen one. I must suppose I've only seen one.
There was Drew and Paul Heyman.
And there was Seth and Paul Heyman.
I didn't see the Seth one. I saw Dom and somebody else in the car. Oh, Andrade, which we knew about. But Dom and Andrade. I didn't see Seth and Paul. Which one was that in?
It wasn't. Was it Seth? I'm sure it wasn't. I don't think it was Drew. I think it was Seth who was talking to.
No, Drew was there because it was his kilt.
Was it?
It was Drew and Paul.
I might have looked at it because the picture I've seen zoomed in and it looks very like Seth. Let me have a look.
Yes, it was Drew and Paul backstage, and then there was one with Andrade and Ray, which we already know about that anyway. But
yeah, it looks like that's going to be the split. The split.
Yeah. And then whatever Drew's talking about with Paul, I can't see what it is unless he's going to try and cost Cody. I don't know. But yeah, that's it really. We spoke about Dynamite, bit of TNA, SmackDown, Raw. Yeah. Go to WrestleMania, heating up.
It's going to be interesting.
Days.
Interesting. I think obviously next week it will be a very WrestleMania focused videos from us. Obviously the whole pod will probably be WrestleMania talking the card. Then we'll have our usual short video of us doing our predictions for the 2 nights, which should be fucking fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully we've got a finished card by then, mate, to be honest.
I know. We might have to. Do you know what? We might have to hold off the predictions till Friday when we both finish work and do it there quick. But even then, SmackDown, like I don't think they'd announce anything on SmackDown that night, will they?
No, SmackDown will be a glorified
promo
show, mid-card jobbers matches sort of thing. Maybe I have to do it Friday afternoon, yeah, before I go out, because I'm like, I'm out Friday. But yeah, guys, I think we're at that nice point now. Hit the subscription button for us. Leave that like, comment. Leave the like, comment, do it all below. Matt's getting pissy because the viewership's down again.
Matt is.
But yeah, so guys,
where have you gone?
Yeah, come back. We've talked about CM Punk this week. You can come back now.
Yeah, you can come back and listen to
there you go.
CM Punk.
There you go. The thumbnail, mate. Already worked the thumbnail out. Just put CM Punk on it.
Oh, do you know what? I might do that.
Just do.
I was going to put Ronda on it, but I don't think I'll do that because that'll scare people away.
Yeah, just put CM Punk in it, and that's it. And I bet they'll draw it in. Just put CM Punk and Wrestling Fellas. That's it.
Do you know what? I might do that and see what happens.
But yeah, so hit the like, hit the subscription button. If you're here viewing and you've not a subscription, I find you very rude anyway. Comment, use the link to get your merch for your WrestleMania weekend. Like I said before, from their WrestleMania stuff, Cody's new stuff, Rock's got stuff on there. Sammy's got a new shirt. I don't know if it's made it to your one yet. There was a new Sammy shirt announced last night too. But yeah, if you want to represent someone, you go to a party, make sure you're representing your guy or your girl by getting that merch by using that link below as well. Social medias, Facebook and X is Wrestling Fellas. Instagram is Wrestling_Fellas Pod. TikTok is Wrestling Fellas Pod. Go and hit them all up, like, follow, subscribe. Especially coming these next few weeks, well, this next 10 days, obviously more than next weekend, because we'll have all our WrestleMania stuff getting posted across there. Depending on how the nights go, you may even get live reactions on the old TikTok from us both, because we can post on there very quickly. Unless you guys want to be really kind and hit the follow on there and get to 1,000, then we could do live reactions on WrestleMania night. Also, I'll go watch the other videos. Go see the WrestleMania quiz that Matt put together for me and our good friend Teddy, who will make some more appearances down the line. He's currently out in Japan. Yeah, so we'll have more of Teddy down the line. Matt versus John's obviously all there as well, which will be coming to an end of that very soon, because we want to get on to season 2 reluctantly, but we want to get on not because of the season 2, because of the actual mode this year. I think we're going to get Mania out of the way. We'll do some stuff on 2K, I think, as well, once we've got Mania Madness out of the way. I actually have an idea for the next video, which involves 2K. But yeah, guys, till next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Yeet.